So right now we have Ian Peterman of petermanfirm.com with us today. How are you, Ian?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm good. Happy to have you and happy to get this started.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Great. So please just start by telling us who you are and what it is your company does.
So I'm Ian Peterman. That's
Yes,
the who.
hello.
Get that out of the way. My company does product development. So we work with companies to design and develop new product lines, to refresh product lines. And we work also with some startups as well that are, new to putting products out. And so we basically are their development team.
Perfect. And so how did you get into that?
I started as an intern when I was 16 doing design work and kind of moved from there. They liked me, so I got a job out of it, and then just worked through college and worked for a few different companies, got a lot of experience in different fields, and then I was part of a design firm before this, and then launched my own just a couple years ago.
Okay, well, congratulations on your progression throughout the years.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
it seems like designing has always kind of been your interest and something you've loved since it's been since you were 16.
Yeah, I was one of those kids at 12. I knew what I was going to do. So
Okay,
that was, I
I
mean,
feel you.
I also wanted to be a pilot, but I decided I didn't want to go to the military. So the other option was design. So
Okay.
I was, yeah.
Did you at any point want to like design airplanes then, since you were interested in being a
Oh,
pilot?
absolutely. I've
Okay.
designed a lot for fun, but
Okay.
none of them are flying.
You'll keep the planes on the ground designing, not necessarily putting them in the sky.
Correct. Yeah.
Great. So I'm curious, how do you constantly create fresh opportunities for your customers and to best serve them?
Um, with our clients, we have check-ins, we keep on top of things with them, and it's
Mhm.
really just figuring out what they're needing at that time. So our business model is very much, we have a core team, and then we have a large pool of contractors and other companies that
Okay.
we partner with. And so kind of the entire process of product development, we're always needing additional resources
Hmm.
brought in on a project. And so it's kind of just part of what we do, is we're always looking at the project and saying, okay, well, we're going to need to bring in these resources at this point.
Hmm.
And we do a lot of guiding too. Okay,
Okay.
these are the resources we're going to need. This is when we're going to need them.
Hmm.
And every now and then there's a surprise. You're like, oh, well, we need this resource we didn't know.
Right.
And so then it's just talking with them and understanding their goals, making sure their goals are the same. If they change, then having the conversation of, okay, well, your goals changed. These are the resources we now need in order to
Okay.
achieve your shifted goal.
Hmm.
And so this is pretty much how it works.
Okay. And so I know it depends on the project, but typically, what is the turnaround looking like versus when someone comes and it's like from the sketch to, final product? What does that look like?
Oh, yeah, that's a broad range. The shortest we've done it is in about 3 months.
Okay.
So it's really based on complexity. So some will take 3 months, some will take
Hmm.
2 years. Really, really depends. I'd say
Yeah.
our real like average is about 9 months,
Okay.
and maybe 12 months. And that's pretty solid range for us.
Okay. Do you like the products that are more simple or the ones that have a little more complications to it that you gotta figure out the puzzle
Uh,
pieces?
I like doing both because it's nice to get them done. Like, all right, I got it done.
Hmm.
I've accomplished it. But I also love the complexity of larger projects and trying to figure out. And yeah, it's going to take 2 years to figure it out because of
Hmm.
how complex it is.
Right.
But you need to have some wins too. So we definitely try to have a spread of, okay, well, we got that one done. It's actually
Right.
completed. It's done. Along with the ones that are more complicated.
Right, and that's basically was going to be my next question too. At some point, you kind of need the little wins. I'm assuming for those big projects, you don't want to always have to wait 2 years to see the final product.
Oh yeah, you definitely need a mix. I can't imagine doing just long-term projects. That'd
Right.
be, I mean, I love it, the complexity and figuring things out, but you got to have some wins. You
Hmm.
got to get something done.
We did it right. We
Otherwise, it's
did
2 years
things.
of just like, I did nothing. I have not accomplished anything quite yet.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so, where do you leverage flexibility to think outside of the box?
I mean, thinking outside of the box is our daily
Right.
experience. So we do it by having internal teams. We're never afraid to bring in outside consultants and
Mm-hmm.
experts on projects. We're far more apt to do that. And we're like, oh, we have the experience here, but let's get someone who's done this for 50 years and see
Right.
see what they think. So yeah, we do that.
Okay, perfect. And so, there's a lot of people who are out there making projects, making products and everything. So what makes up your secret sauce that separates your firm from the rest of the industry?
So we actually worked on that a lot
Okay.
and figure out, we started out and we're like, oh, well, we're really great at customer service and we're really great designers. But the
Mhm.
reality is there's lots of really great people that
Right.
design, there's lots of really good customer service. And so um, as a bonus to having a lot of our clients have to take a break, we have time. So
Hmm.
we've this year um, put together what we call Peterman method, and it's our special sauce is that we really are focused on social first, sustainability, eco-friendly, and making that part of the first steps
Mm.
of a process. Not, and I've worked a company that I won't name, that's just a tack thing they tack on at the end. They're like, oh well, could you make some of the materials? Maybe the packaging could be eco-friendly.
Mm.
The rest we want as dirt cheap as possible in order
Right.
to get it out. And so I've done that. It was a job, paid me. Not ideal, not
Hmm.
actually ideal for long-term anything. So
Hmm.
that's our secret sauce, is that we entwine that into a conscious design process, that we
Mm.
look at that throughout the whole process of, yeah, the packaging, yeah, it should be biodegradable. That's cool. But how about the product? What is the end of life for that product? Do you
Mm.
throw it away? Do you recycle it? How do you recycle
Right.
it? Does the company buy it back? Is it this large product that is going to cost $500 to ship it? No one's
Hmm.
going to do that. Well, how do we dispose of it? What happens? And so
Right.
that's something that we kind of just shove to the front of the conversation. They, okay, well, it's great, you want to design this widget, you want to do this, whatever, you want to design a product. What's its impact? What's its environmental impact? What's its
Hmm.
social impact? Where is it going to be manufactured? Are there good working conditions there? Like, what do we need to look at holistically for the product? Because there's a
Hmm.
lot that goes into physical products, and
Right.
we're kind of uh, dulled a little bit by all these cheap products we buy off of Amazon. But
Right.
really, there's a ton of resources that go into it, and if you're not aware of it, it's super easy to burn more than you should on a
Hmm.
product. And so that's our secret sauce, so to speak, is
Yeah, I think
putting
that's
that
a
into our
yeah, and
product.
I think it's a great secret sauce as well because I'm sure the customers of your clients, the ones buying the products, I'm sure they're very thankful for it and they're more willing to buy knowing that not only is the packaging great, the product in itself can have that environmental impact.
Yeah, it's we're kind of at that tipping point where greenwashing just isn't enough. You have to actually be green, and your customers know. Like, the general consumer knows the difference between, oh, it's a green leaf on a packaging and this is
Hmm.
actually a sustainable product. Like,
Right.
which is great. It's great
Hmm.
that the consumers finally figured that out, and now it's getting companies to go, okay, well, yeah, we're going to lose business if we don't do
Hmm.
this kind of thing. So we should do it.
Right. It's becoming more of the norm, but it seems like your company, like you said, has taken it a step further that it's not just the packaging, it's the entire product.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
And and so I'm curious as far as when during the whole creative process, how much is it that the client says, okay, I want it to look like this, I want it to be like this, and you all as a business saying, okay, that's great. Here are some adjustments.
Oh,
How does that work? So I'm sure there's some times where it's not fully cohesive.
yeah. So what we kind of always do is we start with whatever our client thinks. Like, okay, well,
Hmm.
this is whatever concept work you've done before, the idea in your head, and then our first step is this whole sustainability. Like, what do you want it to be?
Hmm.
What's the legacy you want left behind by the product? What are you trying to achieve with this product? And
Okay.
we kind of just step it all the way back there, and then we also, the second stage that we go through is a feasibility. So we go, okay, well, this is great. You want it to look like this, but this is the market. This is, manufacturing methods that are available. These are things that, this is a price point that we have to be at to be competitive, and kind of build from there. And then the third step for us is, okay, well, now let's design it. Now let's look at how it looks. And so typically by the time we go through those first two steps, it already changes the product anyway, because we're asking questions that most people don't think to ask
about
themselves.
Right.
And we look at, how can it be made? What's the feasibility of it? And that brings a whole slew of questions that a lot of times, especially in startups or younger companies, they just haven't experienced or looked at. And so it ends up morphing. And by that point, most clients have detached from their early ideas and they're focused on their goals. And so we're collaboratively building this product that matches and will achieve their goals. Because in the end, that's what somebody comes to us for, is they don't just want to, just make this pretty design. Like, well, I have a goal that I want to accomplish, and this product is a way to achieve that goal. I want more profits. I want to be more sustainable. I want to impact this area socially or economically. And so to do that, we kind of have to adjust the design to match that goal.
Right. I'm sure if they're working with you at all in the first place, it's because they also want your expertise. So I'm sure they're willing to take, okay, they know what they're talking about. They thought of things I didn't even think about. Let me, ride that wave and just make the adjustments as I need to.
Exactly. Yeah. We at least hope that somebody comes to us for our expertise. It doesn't usually work out if they don't.
Right. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And so given that, where do you see your business going in the next few years, and what's your plan to make that vision happen?
So we're looking to grow drastically. We're about 10 full-time people, and we want to get to about 50 in the next few years. And really, we just want to do that by working with companies that have great ideas. We want to help fuel the next generation of products that make actual differences. There's so much that can be rethought and redesigned to be more socially and economically and environmentally friendly. And we want to help those ideas come to life. So, and I think by doing that, we'll grow.
Right. And based off that, you said something. I'm curious, how much do you think that new products are really just new, completely different, innovative, versus products that are really just kind of a adaptation of something that already exists? What is usually the percentage of those?
The ratio, it's maybe 5% of actual new products.
Right.
Maybe.
That's what I've learned. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so small. It's most things, even at this point, the iPhone is not new.
Right.
It's just a little bit better than last year. It was groundbreaking when it came out. That's over now. Now you get an upgraded camera, and so we just have a lot of that. It's a lot of micro improvements, which is great, but it doesn't make a big impact anymore. So
right.
We'll work on those projects too, because improvement is good, but we love more products that really want to make a big splash, not just a little one.
Okay, yeah, I want it for our listeners, for any of you who have those ideas out there, have a little notebook of all this type of stuff. This is where to go with Ian Peterman. So where are the best platforms to go to for more information, or if people want to work with you?
Yeah, our website is the best. It's petermanfirm.com. And of course, we're on all social media. Well, the main ones. We aren't on the newer ones, but we're on Facebook and no TikTok.
It's okay.
We're on just Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter.
Got the good ones. Yeah, the necessary
big ones, the main ones. Everyone still will go back to. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, Ian Peterman, thank you so much for your time today and for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.